Welcome to another Davinci Resolve tutorial from TDCatTech. Today I'm in Davinci Resolve 17. If you want to skip the introduction, go to this time code now and that'll take you straight to the tutorial. All the footage today and all the sound effects and all the music is from Artlist and ArtGrid. This isn't a sponsored video, but I am an affiliate of theirs, and if you would like to sign up for a subscription with ArtGrid or Artlist, I'll put my links in the description. I'd really appreciate it if you use those, and if you do use those links, you will get an extra 2 months on top of your annual subscription. So thank you for that. Today I'm looking at locking text, so tracking and locking text to an object in Davinci Resolve, so not in the Fusion part of Davinci Resolve. And the reason I don't want to use Fusion is because it can really be incredibly slow, at least on my machine here. Fusion is probably your better option. It does a better job, I think, of tracking overall, but the tracker in the color section of Davinci is really, really powerful, and if you can use it, it's incredibly fast too. I got the idea for this from another video on YouTube, but I found that video missed out some really key parts to stress and just kind of clarify, and so I'm just sort of expanding on it a little bit and maybe just hopefully using it in a slightly nicer way, and the end result I think is a little bit nicer. So this is what I'm looking to produce today. And before you say anything, yes, I know the car effect doesn't really fit, but it's the one I could get. Okay, so let's get rid of it. Right, there you go. You get the idea. It's just essentially just following some text down with an object in the video, and it just looks really, really nice, doesn't it? I mean, it just looks nice when it clings to an object like that. So that's what we're doing. So first thing I'm going to do is just delete all the clips from here because I don't need them anymore, because we're going to do it from scratch. I'm probably not going to do all of that in this tutorial. It would take too long. But let's get started. So first thing I need to do is bring in that clip of the car, which I have here. So there's the car going past. I'm going to bring that in, and that's what I need to track. Good. I'm also going to bring in some text, and I'm not going to use Text Plus or anything. I'm just going to use basic text in Davinci. So let's add some text to here too, and I'm going to highlight the text and open up my inspector in the top right hand side so I can edit that text. And this is the lady's name that I've made up. In German, this I think means something like mountain electricity, but okay, it's fine. It looks perfectly all right for the purposes of this tutorial. And I found that I actually quite like Gaudi old style for this. I'm not really a fan of these type of fonts usually, but I think it works quite nicely here. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to make that a bold font, and I'm going to shift the text. Initially, you can put the text in after, by the way, but I'm going to do them both at once at the same time. So I'm going to do them both at once here. And I'm going to shift this text up to roughly where I want it to be at the start when I track it. So I'm probably going to say I want it, I don't know, something like there to start with. Right, so now I'm going to just go to the color section. What I need to do first is get the tracking data for the video itself. So I'm going to open up the tracker in the bottom here by clicking on Tracker, and then I need this to be done in the stabilizer because we're kind of doing a fudge on stabilization here. We're using stabilization tracking data to lock an object, and I'll just explain that in a little more detail in a second. So we need to make sure this is on stabilizer, and then click on the 3 dots here and make sure we have this set to classic stabilizer. And the reason we need classic stabilizer is because we want to do a point tracker. And so the cloud tracker is the one that puts all the dots all over the face and is just like almost like magic in Davinci Resolve. But the point tracker just lets you track one spot, or you can select multiple points, but just do one spot. And that's what we want here, because we're just going to track something on this car. So we want something on the car that's going to be in shot for the whole way through. Now this is a sort of it pans from right to left. It also has It's quite a difficult shot, this one, really, because you get to see the back of the car, the front of the car, and then the back of the car. But I'm going to go with this area here on the bonnet, because to me, this seems like a kind of area that does just about show for the whole lot. So if I go down to the bottom here in my tracker section again and add a tracking point, and I'm going to zoom in with the mouse wheel, and then I can middle click the mouse wheel in Windows and just kind of hold it down and scroll over so I can see what I'm doing a bit better. And maybe zoom in a little bit more here. And make sure your clip's right at the start, by the way. We want to track the whole clip here. And I'm just going to drop it there on the kind of edge of the bonnet. Then I'm just going to track forwards. And that, to me, looks pretty good. That's not a bad track, actually, considering what I've got to work with. It's wibbling around a bit there, but don't worry about that, because you won't notice that on the text too much. But that isn't bad at all, is it? For a single point on a tiny image like that. It's decent footage, this, by the way. I think this is 6K footage. So it's got a reasonable amount of resolution to work with. Good. So we've got our tracking data for the video. And I now need to copy that to the text. But what I need to do in the text, you'll notice that the text doesn't appear here. Of course it doesn't, because it's essentially a text object. It's like vector, isn't it, or whatever at this point. So you can't color grade a vector object in the same way as you would like video. So you need to make it effectively video so that Davinci Resolve can color grade it. And the way you do that is by creating a compound clip for the text. So do new compound clip, and we'll just call this Anna. And there we go. So we have something now. If we go back to the color section, we can actually edit this. And what I'm going to do is go to the clip, go back to the stabilizer, make sure this is set to stabilizer again, make sure this is set to classic stabilizer again, and then going to paste the tracking data from the, oh no, that's old tracking data. No, sorry, I haven't copied the tracking data yet, have I? Silly me. Right, I need to go to the back to the video clip, and I need to copy that track data, and then I need to go to the text and paste the track data. So we now have exactly the same tracking data between the text and the the video and the compound clip. Okay, good. You following me? Now, this is the section that was really not clear in the video that I watched. So down at the bottom here, we've got a couple of controls here around how stabilization is done and how much camera motion is maintained and things like that. The strong setting, now this is referenced in the manual, so I would suggest you look at that. I'll put a link to the manual in the description. But this has to be set to -100. You can't, the suggestion in the video I watched was that it was, yeah, you could set it just to make it a bit nicer and stuff like that. No, this has to be set, because what we're doing here is essentially inverting the stabilization data. Because remember, stabilization is meant to keep something still, really, whereas we're actually kind of doing the reverse. It doesn't really make perfect sense, but I hope you sort of get where I'm coming from. So we need to invert it completely, and the way you do that is by setting this to -100. Now you can set it a little bit more than that, to -200, but what you'll find then is that it sort of just overdoes the tracking. So it doesn't lock to an object, it kind of locks and then would overtake the car. So you have to set this to -100. Smooth must be set to 0 as well. You cannot use this at all. This has to be disabled, and zoom must be disabled on here. So with all that done, what we can now do is stabilize this shot using this tracking data. So I'm going to just, have I got everything set right here? I think I have. Yep. So now I just click on stabilize. Doesn't do anything because it's so fast. It doesn't do anything, except when you now run through the clip, you'll see that it's nicely locked to the car. Okay, so we've got one little problem there. I can see that it's actually hitting the car at that point, which I don't really like. So to change that, what I need to do is go back to the edit page, and I can't edit the text directly from here. I need to right click on here and open in timeline, and that will let me change my text clip again. So I can just go highlight my text clip, go up to here, and just maybe just shift it up a little bit like that. And then to get back to the timeline again, go down here to the bottom and double click on timeline, and then we're back into our timeline. We'll see now that as I've done that, look, it's just raised it up slightly so it doesn't clash the car, it doesn't sort of smash with the car anymore. Very nice. Okay, so that's essentially all there is to it as far as the tracking bit's concerned. So the rest of the video now, I'm just going to tidy up and just add some stuff to it and just build this up a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting. So let's turn off the inspector to give ourselves a little bit more space. And first thing I'm going to do is fade in this video just by dragging in the fade there. And I'm also going to just move this compound clip over a little bit because I don't want the text to come in straight away. I want it to be a nice, smooth run in. So this comes along like this. A little bit late there, I think. Probably something like that. Cool. So that's just fades in the text. And I've got some music in here too. Have I? Did I bring the music into this? Yeah, so here's my music. This is the one from Artlist. It's Misty Mountain or something. So I'm just going to stick this in the first track here. And that can do its thing. We'll just start that like that, and immediately you'll see that just by adding music, it makes it loads better. God, what a difference it makes. And as I scroll along here, just let me mute that track for a second. As I scroll along here, I want this text to actually fade out before it clashes those two cars at the side of the road there. So I'm going to bring it back to here, or maybe just as it clashes. And I'm going to trim to bring back my compound clip there. And I'm going to do a blur dissolve on this. So I'm going to go to video transitions on the left here. And drop in a blur dissolve at the end. And blur dissolve by default, I'm going to have to open up the inspector again. Blur dissolve, if I go up to the top right now, zoom in on the top right, you'll see that by default it has a horizontal strength of like full and a vertical strength of 0, which gives you like a horrible effect. I don't know why they're the defaults. It's awful. Defaults should be about, let's say about 16 horizontal, but an equal amount in vertical as well. So you get a nice blur across the whole thing rather than this kind of smearing blur. A really strange way that they do it. But anyway, there we go. So there's the blur dissolve added. So let's see how that looks. Okay, maybe it's a little bit early that comes in. So we can just drag this out a little bit like that. There we go. Cool. So it doesn't actually clash with those cars. It's already gone just as it gets to those cars. That's perfect. Good. And what I need to do now is add in some extra sound effects. So I've got some mountain wind here, which sounds a little bit like this if I add the two together. Excellent. And I've also got the car going past, which works fine, but it's not really suitable for this clip because the car doesn't go past in that sort of way. But you know, hopefully you'll just forgive me for that. I haven't got the perfect clip, the perfect sound effect for that. But if we add this in anyway, like this, and just do a fade up on that at the start, we end up with this. And this is essentially the end of the video. I'm not going to add those other clips in. Hopefully you've got the idea now and you could add and build on this. Yeah, it doesn't work at all, does it? There we go. So that is how you track text using essentially the stabilizer in the color section of Davinci Resolve. It works really nicely. As long as you stick to those kind of rules, then you can use the stabilizer in that way. And it does a nice, neat job. And the big benefit here is that it is so fast. So thank you for watching. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please put them in the description. I know Fusion is the better way to go on this, and there's probably other ways to do this. There always are with a program as sophisticated as DaVinci. But this is one way that I've found that works and creates a really nice result. So thanks for watching. And again, please do check out the Artlist and ArtGrid affiliate links in the bottom. All the footage from this video is taken from there, so would appreciate it if you use those and you want to sign up. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.